Welcome everybody. Here we are back in our wonderful Cessna 3 Bravo whiskey. Took off from Montego Bay 3 hours 56 minutes ago, and we are bound for Lima, Peru. Jorge Chavez International Airport. Let's do our housekeeping stuff. We're going to enter the NAV1 as the ILS. We're landing on runway 15 Zulu. That's 109.7. And we'll enter the VOR at Lima, which is 113.8. Then we'll enter our minimums. Baro minimums. Airport elevation at Lima is only 113 feet. It's basically at sea level. Never been to South America, so I was a little surprised. I don't know why I assumed it would be high. Baro 196 are our minimums. Descending it through, we're at 15,000 feet now. I'm wondering why we haven't heard from ATC yet to continue our descent. Descend and maintain 15,000. Okay, well I'm at 15,000. You gonna stop talking to me now? Oh boy. Oh boy.
On Peru 2335, you are 35 miles northwest. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS Whiskey runway 15 approach by Juliet Charlie Lima.
That guy's in front of us.
Clear to Juliet Charlie Lima.
He's 35 miles out. We're 50 miles out.
Century Bravo Whiskey descend and maintain 9,000 feet.
Down to
Speed below 230 knots.
230. Okay.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS Whiskey runway 15 approach by Juliet Charlie Lima transition.
It's kind of interesting that they're telling him to climb. They're telling him to climb when he's on final. Okay, whatever.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Keep speed below 230 knots. Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Anyway, interesting that they're telling us to slow down. Almost like they're trying to effectuate some modicum of spacing. Anyway, he's 35 miles out. We're 50 miles out, so he's 15 miles in front of us. We'll start slowing down here to 15,000 feet, which is what they want us to do. 45 miles out now. Let's continue slowing. 230. God damn, that's a slow approach. By the way, take a look at this. This has to be the longest approach. The longest straight-in approach I've ever seen. And it only shows it back up here to Kalar. There was another waypoint called Atatu. And it was straight from there, too. I mean, it's like 100-mile straight-in approach. I love it. That's great. There's that guy. He's out there to the right. We saw him a minute ago. Headed north, presumably up towards the States or Mexico. Continue slowing. Really had some spectacular views of the Andes. Not so great now, but when we were going over the real major peaks, it was pretty impressive. Local time down here in Lima, Zulu time's 22:43. That's 5:43. We had an estimated arrival time of 6:05 p.m. So we'll see how close we come to that.
126.6 for land Peru 2335.
Yeah, I decided it was time to do a tour of South America. So we flew from Montego Bay down to Lima. I think after Lima we'll probably go to Chile, to Santiago. Then up and over the Andes again, over to Buenos Aires, then maybe Brazil. Maybe end up in Colombia before we head back north to the States. It's kind of neat being able to have daylight. You know, you forget this is just south of the equator, so we're not having to deal with some of the issues we have had to deal with in terms of night landings and so forth. I think I see that guy way out in front of us. You're not going to see it on the video, but I can just see his anti-collision lights. He's on final. Passing below 10,700 now for 9,000. Setting at 1,700 feet per minute. Make that 1,800 feet per minute now. There's the Peruvian coast. Runway length, 11,506 feet. Airport elevation, and they said 113 feet. We're going to be exiting left. Approach course is 153, which is what we're on now, basically, 154. So no complaints there. Goodness. Never heard of a 100-mile straight-in approach before, but I ain't complaining. We'll switch bearing 1 over to nav 1, bearing 2 over to nav 2. We don't have any ILS data yet, nor would we expect to. And strangely, we have no VOR. Down to 4,000, Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Okay, so we've set 4,000 on the altitude selector. We'll resume our descent.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, you are 29 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 2,100 feet. Keep speed below 200 knots. Expect ILS Zulu runway 15 approach via Lobos transition. Cleared to Lobos.
All right. ATC's doing great today.
Descend and maintain 2,100 feet. Keep speed below 200 knots. Expect ILS Zulu runway 15 approach via Lobos transition.
2,100 on the selector. Just got to keep slowing down. 200 knots. That is interesting. I wonder if they're trying to do spacing to keep me from getting too close to that guy in front of me. Anyway, I'm wondering why we don't have VOR. 113.8. That was the... Well, we're getting ILS information. That's the most important thing. IJCH. India Juliet Charlie Hotel. That's what we really need. You know, when I have to search the internet for
landing gear, landing
for
landing gear, landing gear.
I have to search the internet for all this approach info. It's not on my ForeFlight app.
Contact Lima approach on 126.6.
So we use the speed brake to slow us down a little bit. We need to be below 200 knots.
126.6.
There's our speed
Cessna
right
3
there.
Bravo Whiskey.
22 miles out, 6,400 feet. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Whiskey is at 6,500 feet, descending 2,100
There's no
feet.
reason not to engage the to switch over to nav 1 on the nav source and activate the approach, because we do have glide slope information. You see this green diamond right here? That's showing us that we're just a little bit underneath the glide slope, which is exactly where we want to be. So we have engaged APPR right here. And we are established on the localizer and should grab the glide slope here soon. That airplane's right in front of us, so we may have a go-around situation, I fear, which I will ignore. Let's re-engage the auto throttle. Set 190. Shallow out our descent rate a little bit more, because what's happening is that glide slope we were descending more steeply than the glide slope, so it was drifting away from us up, meaning we were low. But now you see this green diamond starting to drift down, and as it does, this white GS will turn green. Let's continue slowing. Try to buy us a little time, avoid any issues with that plane in front of us, but I'm starting to panic. Not really panic, but I'm getting a little concerned that we're going to have another situation where there's a go-around because of goofiness. So we'll slow down. We're almost to the tape here, so let's get ready to do a notch of flaps. That looks fantastic. Wow. Look at that. Coming in right over the coast. There's time. There we go. You see we're in the tape now, that white tape, starting right there. Notch of flaps. And we are good to depressurize. And we will activate our landing lights. We're looking good. Continue slowing. Showing us just 13 miles from the airport now.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, you are 13 miles northwest of
Number
Sierra
2 for
Bravo,
landing.
Juliet, Charlie. Contact Lima Tower on 118.118 bound on the approach.
Okay, there's the there's the tower handoff. I've been on the approach for the last 15 minutes.
118.1 Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey. Lima Tower Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey 12 miles northwest inbound ILS Zulu runway 15.
Let's go and go outside. Lower the gear.
Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey, Lima Tower. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 15 approach.
Beautiful.
Altimeter 29.77, wind 171 at 19er.
171 at 19er.
Cleared ILS
So from the
Zulu
south.
runway 15 approach Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
That's good. I'm going to continue slowing just to try to buy us a little time. Although I don't see him on our radar. That's weird because I know he's there. Outside air temperature is 21 degrees. Quite warm. Weather in Lima is nice. 79 degrees. Winds are out of the south, as you just heard. This is a beautiful approach. Holy cow. What I was able to dig up on the internet. At Simmer, S-M-I-U-R, we want to be at, well, actually, excuse me, at Lobus, right here, we wanted to be at 2,100 feet. And Vumam, 4,000. So, we're flying the Atatu 2. I know that sounds weird. A-T-A-T-U, and then the number 2, star. Looks like we're having problems. We've not grabbed the glide slope, so we're going to have to... I just saw this. We're too high, so no reason to panic. No reason to panic. Full flaps. I just expected us to grab that glide slope, but I took it for granted, and we did not. Radio altimeter showing 2,400 feet, but we are still too high. Trying to get that to come up. I'm gonna hand fly this baby. I see the runway.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, cleared to land runway 15. Wind 171 at 19er.
The autopilot's disengaged.
Cleared to land runway 15.
I'm gonna disengage the auto throttle as well. We're gonna go old school. I do have the runway in sight, however. Gotta trim this bird, man. I'm fighting the stick right now. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Alright, now we got a little more cooperation from the glide slope. I can't zoom in on it right now, but I can see it. Look at that.
3 mile final runway 15.
Okay, now we're looking good on the glide slope. We're just a little slow. Now I gotta trim the other way. Airspeed looks good. Do have the runway in sight. Having to use that CDI and also rely on the glide slope information. It's always nicer when the autopilot does this for you, but it's a good test of character to be able to do it yourself. Airspeed looks good. 138, 139. I see the rabbit. A little bit of haze. 140. Woof, this is bitchin'. It's kind of fun to do it by hand, I gotta be honest. 4 whites on the poppies, so we're still high. And a lot of trim. There we go, 1 red, 3 whites, 2 reds, 2 whites, 500. Man, I haven't flown a hand landing in a long time. I mean, such a long one. Middle marker indicator. Winds are coming, very slight crosswind from the right. Nice long runway. .15 confirmed. All right. Beautiful. Hey, that ain't half bad for a hand-flown landing, right? Nice high-speed taxi exit.
3 Bravo Whiskey, contact ground on 121.9er.
God damn, we got off that runway quick. But you know what? It's a long-ass runway.
121.9er Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
All right. Well, that went just fantastic. I'm delighted with all that. Okay. Okay. Whew. Man, heart rate goes up hand flying those things. Lima ground, 121.9. Taxi to parking. Don't know why the glide slope never grabbed. Very strange.
343 Bravo Whiskey, request taxi to parking.
Looks beautiful. Wow.
Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey.
Spoilers retracted along with the flaps.
Taxiway Alpha.
Give me some arrows. There they are.
Taxiing to general
Hey,
aviation
look,
parking.
this is funny.
Taxiway
You see
Alpha,
this?
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
They're parking us where there's already a plane parked. Oh dear. Oh Lord. All right. Now. No, I want to keep that on. What am I doing? Pulse. That's what I want. Taxi we want on. Okay. All right. I'm all discombobulated. Oh, timer. Okay. Well, our parking space is occupied. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. It might be an optical illusion. Actually, now that I see it, that brown airplane might actually be a little bit one slot over. I don't know. Let's see. No? I don't know. We're about to find out. Well, that's funny. Look, what am I supposed to do here, fellas? What am I supposed to do here, guys? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that airplanes disappear since there's no collision modeling. And I'm going to make this space mine. How's that? See? Look how magical that was. He apparently is unaware that there's an airplane there. Fantastic. Welcome to Lima, Peru. Local time, 5:58. 7 minutes ahead of schedule. Parking brake. Right engine. Pitot heat. Pitot static heat off. We look good there on the MFD map. Lights. Look outside. Ooh, nailed the parking job pretty well. Glad that 737 disappeared. That was nice of them. Anyway, welcome to Lima. Here we are. That was fun. Exciting. Exciting, and a hand-flown landing. All right, gang. Thanks for watching. Drop to the logbook screen. There we go. 4 hours, 10 minutes, 37 seconds. Not bad. From MKJS to SPJC. All right. Santiago, Chile. Next. Have a good one.